Howdy all, Left-Handed Glove here with another update to WeaponSwingTimer, and this update is all about nostalgia, I guess, making it look pretty and whatnot. I watched a bunch of streamers using my add-on because the best way to figure out how to fix things is to just watch people use it and see the bugs that they find and whatnot, see weird behavior and whatever. And I actually got to chat with a couple of them, and most of their complaints about it were that it looks too modern, right? The bars looked really modern, and it kind of broke the immersion of classic, right? Like they wanted to relive the classic days, and having a super modern bar kind of took them out of that. So what I've done is I have, come on you over here, I have added the classic cast bar frame, like the border around it, and then also made the bars look like classic versions of the cast bar, right? Get back here. You can also see that there's a little spark at the end of it, much like if you would be casting a spell or something like that. And that's the big part of this update, right? Now, if you want to, if you don't like this, you can turn the borders off. You can even turn the classic bars off, right? If you want the border but the modern bar, you can do that. And same thing for target, right? Oh, shit. You do the same thing for target, right? You can hide bars and whatnot, and hide the borders, change the bar look, and everything like that. Let's see, what else is there? You can do the same thing for the hunter bar. But the default for the hunter bar is that it looks like yet another hunter timer, just because I'm trying to keep like that aesthetic, right? If people want the border and the classic bar, then they can do that, and I'll probably show you that on my hunter here in a second. But that was the big part. Another big thing was there were weird issues with the melee parrying logic, right? Like usually if a boss attacks you and you parry the attack, then your swing time gets smaller, right? And like you get a haste buff sort of thing for your next swing, right? And that the logic for that was backwards, right? So it was like if the boss hit you and you parried, then the boss's swing timer got reset instead of the way it should have been, right? So I fixed that. And then also, if a parry happened, it wouldn't reset the timer here because I forgot to put the lines in. I think whenever I was making that function, I don't know, something happened with the logic where I just forgot to put those two lines in. So now those are in, and it should reset whenever you parry. And I guess we'll go over to the hunter stuff now. Okay, so the hunter bar is supposed to be, here, let's put a bow on. The hunter bar is supposed to show whenever you're casting, but I watched a streamer using the hunter bar, and it wasn't showing those casts at all. So I was trying to track down why it was working in modern and wasn't working in classic, and it turns out that the function I was using to get the spell data is broken in classic right now. So I've changed the logic behind how it knows what spell you're casting, and hopefully it works in classic now. Hopefully, right? I mean, I don't know. I can't really test the stuff, but we'll see how that goes. And then here we'll just show off how the hunter bar looks with the classic stuff. I could spell. There we go. All right. So I mean, it pretty much looks exactly the same as the melee bars. There's not text, obviously, because there wasn't text in the first place. But the cast bar has the spark, which is, you know, as you would expect, right? This one has a spark. You would expect the one up here to have a spark. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, thanks, guys. Actually, guys, I wanted to show off one more thing because I don't know, I was kind of just happy about it. Really showed off that I managed to get this bar to stretch properly. So we're gonna put on a big old two-handed sword and have the dogs knock some stuff over, and then set the bar height to like something ridiculous, right? Something like 600 by 1,000 or whatever, right? You really wanted to make sure that you weren't gonna miss your swing. And so, oh my god, you can't even click through it. Let's lock the bar. Lock the bar. There we go. Now I can click through it. Right, so if you really wanted to make sure that you aren't going to miss anything, you know, you can do that. Cool.